Welcome to Level 2 Vision Experience. We're going to talk a little bit about the journey of the seer, okay? I'm going to rapid fire through a few scriptures. It would be great for you to study out. One is found in Ezekiel. This portion of text is Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 4 through chapter 3 verse 15. Here you're going to find a plethora of God encounters through vision experience. You learned in the first level, vision experiences when you have the interpretive process more of a literal. So either the creation around you is speaking via God's voice of confirmation through literal physical means, like literally this table, or no, literally that wall, or literally that color. Or even the visionscape experience is to be interpreted more from a literal perspective. Numbers chapter 22 verses 22 through 35. We've got the situation with Balaam and the donkey situation. Some of you are familiar with that portion of text. This is where Balaam literally was talking to the donkey. No, literally. He was literally talking to the donkey. And then God had opened up his spiritual eyes to see the angel of the Lord and talk. So this is literally happening to him. No, it's really happening. This wasn't figurative imagination. No, this was literally happening. We got another biblical vision encounter I'd like to point out in 2 Kings chapter 6 verses 15 through 18, where we've got Elisha and the young man. You're familiar with the story of where the enemies of Israel had surrounded the whole town. Young man went out in the morning, and then as soon as he went out the doors, he was like, oh no. He came back, sir, we're done, we're dead. The armies, they're surrounding the whole town. And Elisha said, those that are for us are more than those that are against us. And kind of took the young man back, like I could only imagine what he was thinking. And so then Elisha had prayed, Lord, open his eyes that he might see. He's praying that not his physical eyes, but his spiritual eyes would see. And lo and behold, the young man saw the armies of the Lord surrounding the mountainside. Not just the town, but the mountainside. See, oftentimes visionscape experiences take place with our spiritual senses. Okay? When you're literally receiving an encounter in a literal format, oftentimes your spiritual senses are at play. Spiritual sight, spiritual hearing, taste and see that the Lord is good. You can taste the things of God. You can see the things of God. Remember John on the island of Patmos in Revelation 4. It says that, behold, I saw a door open in heaven. And then I heard a voice saying, come up here. We've got in Acts chapter 16 verses 9 through 10, where the Apostle Paul receives a vision within a dream. The vehicle was the dream, but the encounter was a visionscape moment where a man from Macedonia, so Paul, upon awakening, knew to literally go to Macedonia because of the encounter. Sometimes you receive visionary and imagery encounters to move you in a direction that you normally wouldn't. Like the young man, for example. He couldn't see. His trust was anchored in what he could physically see. Well, after having a spiritual encounter, his spiritual eyes were open, and therefore his trust was shifted from what he could physically see to trusting in the Lord, in which he experienced spiritual sight. Understanding the seer experience. Okay. In 1 Chronicles 29:29, we have the beautiful treasure of a lifetime for the prophetic person. You've got there in your notes, all right, you have where you've got the word in Hebrew. You've got 3 different words portrayed in the English words seer and prophet. Let me break this down for you. 1 Chronicles 29:29 says these words: Samuel the seer, Nathan the prophet, Gad the seer. In English, we've got 2 titled functionalities, seer and prophet. But we've got 3 human beings. Samuel, Nathan, Gad. So with Samuel, Nathan, and Gad, you've got these three revelatory gifted people. But in English we see seer and prophet. In the Hebrew you have the words Samuel the Ra'ah, Nathan the Nabi, and Gad the Kozeh. Kozeh the seer is different than Ra'ah the seer. The first one, Ra'ah, means perceived one. That second revelatory function, the prophet, it says Nabi, that means not just perceived one who can talk to kings, that's Ra'ah. But this is the bubble up inspiration, where the inspiration comes upon, and then the cooperation takes place for the miracle to happen. But that third word, Kozeh, means this: beholder and gazer of visions. You notice the ER, beholder, gazer of visions. Friend, the emphasis is on the human. The human being becomes the sign. God told Ezekiel, you will be the sign. Like, you portray things in this physical arena. So the first titled word, seer, means perceived one. This is where you have the ability to receive an understanding concerning the spiritual phenomena, the patterns of the Lord, and then you can relay communication to a king. You've worked through all the character issues, you've climbed your way up into the palaces, you're able to instruct kings, you've got good people skills, leaders are listening to you. Ra'ah, you're a perceived one, and you can relay information to a king. The Nabi is where you have the moment, you've learned to cooperate with the Holy Spirit, the moment of inspiration takes place, the word of the Lord, and then boom, the miracle happens. And then the inspiration lifts and you're back to life as normal. But this Kozeh, this is the beholder and gazer of visions. Friend, this is the one in this is the dreams and dream interpretation time. This is the riddles on the wall. This is the one who lives a metaphorical life. For this person, Kozeh, the wall that separates the flesh and spirit has become very thin. This person lives a metaphorical lifestyle. It seems like almost all the time they're having experiences. Seeing angels, feeling heaven's inspiration on moments with great regularity. For the seeing experience, the veil that separates the flesh and spirit has become very thin. When you're in visionscape, this coexisting spiritual arena is easily transissable, if I could use that word. You can transition into spiritual arena, transition into physical arena with greater ease. The reason why there's no mention seers in the New Testament, I believe, is because Holy Spirit is with all followers of Jesus, and anyone at any moment can have a spiritual encounter. We see this 1 Corinthians 12:11, that we receive encounters of Holy Spirit's giftings according to His will. And so you don't have to be a seer to receive an encounter from Holy Spirit. And Romans chapter 12 verse 6 encourages us to, as you cooperate with these giftings, to prophesy according to the measure of faith that you prophesy. So if you learn how to do it well, you can do it more often. Moving in these things is a lot like riding a bike. The more you do it, the more proficient you get at it.